Crushed it.
Speaking of crushed, Bridge, studios are crushing Hollywood writers. and actors. And I never thought I'd see the day that Fran Drescher was leading the charge for the actor. Why is she the president?
That?
Who else was in the running? Because that's just not who I would have thought.
Yo, have you watched that Black Mirror? Black Mirror's new season, the episode where they have
the AI
with Annie Murphy and oh god, I'm blanking on her name.
Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek, my fave. Oh my god, it's creepy.
Protesting Netflix right now since they did the password sharing nonsense, and I refuse to get my own. So no, I haven't. But I heard all about it because it's being talked about. But I don't know. I think AI still sucks. Like, creatively. So I think they're still a long ways away from getting rid of human people.
Yeah, it's not going to be, like, that dramatic. But just the idea that, like, they're thinking that's, like, an option. Mm-hmm. Like, I think J-Lo did some sort of commercial where they used AI. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, and she signed away her, you can use it.
Yeah.
For this particular commercial. But the residual thing, that's gotta suck because...
That's fucking crazy.
But, like, I understand, like, in my corporate world, there were pensions and corporations. And then one day they were like, those suck, because people just, like, keep living on. And it's, like, hard to keep paying people. So let's do a 401k where, like, we'll match you, but, like, you have to pay for it. And I feel like they're not even attempting, like, a weird option. They're just like, so we're just gonna, like, get rid of your residuals. It's like, what?
They also don't accurately report their streaming, so studios they really don't, or a lot of people suspect that they lie. And even before streaming, this was an issue. Did you know that David Duchovny, hashtag why don't you love me, from the X-Files, he sued the network because they were lying about how many viewers the show was getting to pay him less, and then he sued them and he won, and he got almost $1 million or something crazy.
Wow.
And it was the same for Peter Jackson and Lord of the Rings, the box office numbers. They were it wasn't that much. Or they were trying to do weird accounting to be well, actually, after taxes and IRS hootenanny, you didn't make any money. So, and then again, he sued and won. So I don't know. How did we let this go on so long is the real question.
Yeah.
And it's just fucking crazy. I mean, that's the only thing that I'm really attentively watching and reading about on Twitter, because there's so much shit. Did you hear about Universal Studios cutting the trees? Did you hear about the Treegate Bridge?
I did, and I think
Holy
that
shit.
could also be a lawsuit because I learned it wasn't technically their property.
Nope.
So it was the city doing it.
The mayor was like, I didn't authorize this. Ain't no permits here. I'm like, who the fuck? That is insane. Absolutely crazy.
Okay, so I work with AI at my job, and what you put in is what comes out. So you could have the best technology in the world, but it only works with existing data.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that for the future, you're gonna just say, oh, we'll just, get rid of writers and do this and do that because, we'll just pull from billions and billions of data points. It's but you need new stuff. You need the artists.
And I think there's going to be copyright.
Shitty...
There's going to be some copyright things that come out of it. Actually, I think Sarah Silverman has already done that. She's currently in a lawsuit with some ChatGPT or something because it copyrighted her something from her book. I don't know. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Interesting.
Because, it just pulls from things that exist. So if it doesn't change much, that's literally the definition of copyright.
Yeah, I think when they I don't know the phrase, but when they can actually think for themselves or whatever, when it could get to that, whatever. From what I've seen, it's not that great. But what people will do is then they won't put the good stuff out there. And that sucks because that's what's so cool about the internet is sharing stories, Have
you ever seen the article? I don't know if it's an article or what you'd call it, but it was an AI made a portrait of every person that represents each state.
Yeah.
And literally every single person was white. And you were AI, are you racist too?
Definitely.
I mean, you definitely are.
You're
and, like,
definitely racist, AI.
what the fuck? Like,
Oh my god.
But that's what I mean. I'm like, no. Like, that's not gonna fly with audiences and people. And yeah, I just think the CEOs should fucking cut their salaries by like 20 times. I don't know. What a concept. It's crazy.
I can't hurt artists. You can't hurt creators. Take care of old people. Take care of children. Take care of people sick. Where are we heading?
Yeah. Well,
where are we heading? So, with
don't
that,
fucking know. But
let's talk about American Pie.
Let's talk about American Pie, because that guy's definitely not getting residuals. Yeah. Woof.
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, sisters who've seen it.
Hello.
Hello there.
Welcome back, listeners.
How we doing? Do you have your pie?
If you do, it better be on a plate with a fork and not somewhere else. Because what?
What?
What? Oh boy. Okay, well, before we get to pies, I'm going to introduce ourselves. So, listeners, we are the Sisters Who've Seen It, the podcast where two sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
Oh my god. Oh,
Suck me, beautiful!
Oh, the first quote I have is, "Doggy wants to hide the bone," and I wrote question mark. 'Cause that was during the porn. And okay, well, anyway, listeners, if you didn't guess already, our movie this week is American Pie.
1999.
Wow, it felt like it.
If you want to party like it's 1999,
you know what?
I suggest you come up with a different line.
Yeah, everyone's white in this movie, so.
Oh my god, don't even get me started on that.
Wait, so hold on.
Oh.
I want to know before we get into it, what did you feel about it? Because let me just preface and say, when you announced we were doing this last week, my first thought was, that's going to be fucking annoying. An hour and a half of my life. I don't know if I'm going to make it, but I'll try. But now we watched it.
I'm pretty sure I did ask you last time. I said, "Are you happy with this pick?"
I lied.
You now lied to me and said, "Yeah, that's great." And I can never trust you again. You're a freaking liar.
We have to do things we don't like sometimes for the listeners.
But you could have just told me, Kate. Because I'm your sister.
How about
you tell me the truth.
I did not hate it as much as I thought I would.
Wow, I did.
You know, there are definitely lots of problems. The main problem being Nadia. We'll get there.
Oh my God.
But I thought there were actually some parts that were okay messaging.
So just so you know, I fell asleep before they got to the prom/party. Oh. And then I woke up the next day and watched that part, and I was like, oh, this is better.
Okay, wow.
Like, they finished their storylines, but it was rough. I was like, oh man, so many thoughts on childhood. And
well, good news, you're doing a synopsis.
No, I am?
Yeah.
What?
I thought I did Top Gun, no?
Stifler.
Oh.
I believe you. You do the editing.
I don't know.
A group of 4 teenage friends with the reputation of being sexual no-hitters makes a pact to lose their virginity by prom night.
No-hitters? I don't know about that one. All right.
So we're talking about 17-year-olds.
Are they? They're not 18?
Well, 17, 18, right? It's when you're a senior?
Yeah. I want Finch specifically to be 18 because I'm sweating.
Oh, God. I didn't even put that together, but yes.
I think he's 18.
So,
okay.
We have 4 friends. Jason Biggs, Jim. Chris Klein, Oz.
I called him Nova the whole time.
Okay.
It's gonna be confusing.
Paul Finch, and then Kevin.
Wait, Paul Finch? That was the...
Finch. His name was Finch, right?
That's the actor's name is Paul Finch?
Oh no, sorry. He's Eddie K. Thomas.
I was like, wow, that's a fun fact. Why aren't you speaking on that more?
Oh, I'm sorry.
But now I understand.
I flip-flopped, sorry.
Okay.
And they are in their senior year, and we are probably about, like, midway through the year.
Yeah, I think
they are stressed because none of them are... Well, they're all virgins, and so none of them have had sex, and they're very stressed because they don't want to go off to college and be a virgin because it's 1999.
The rest of those 90% virgins. Gosh.
Yeah, times are tough. And so you start to learn their situations. Jim, Jason Biggs, is probably like the main character, and boy oh boy is he a big old spaz. And he's not even come close. He can barely talk to girls, but like he is somewhat normal, ... Then you have, as you call him, Nova, Chris Oz. He's a lacrosse player. He's big and hunky. You can tell he gets like girls. Well, I mean, kind of, but also is just not landing it. And so he like tries his different pickup lines and they don't work. And so you see his arc change as he tries a different approach. Kevin has been with his girlfriend, Vicky, played by Tara Reid.
Whoop whoop,
and
girl.
She's fairly normal in this movie. No Pussycats.
Is.
She's a pretty normal person.
She does not play the drums. Right?
Yeah, wow. And they have been dating so long, but they just never got to have sex. So he's like working that angle. And then Finch is kind of his own unique oddball person who just really hasn't dated anybody, but like is kind of this like, I'm sophisticated and I don't know what his deal is. Like I feel like, I don't know, like he's like hangs out with people that aren't in high school. I don't know, he's a weird vibe.
He reminded me of that rich kid from 10 Things I Hate About You where they all crash the party and then he literally goes, there's Nigel with the braid, and then everybody runs him over. That's who Finch reminds me of, is that guy, but not as like nerdy.
It's weird. And so they're just like, in theory, they're average. That's the vibe. We don't care about popular people at this high school. We kind of make fun of nerds, but they're just like average. And
they make fun of band geeks. Okay.
They do.
That is a critique I have.
And you basically just like watch all of their like sexual experiences. And the writer was inspired by Porky's.
Ooh.
And just basically this like sex obsessed 90s something about Mary, gross
wasn't
sexual.
Something About Mary the same year as this?
Probably, but it's very this like gross sexual vibe.
It's like the same vein.
And so you get like all these movies, I look back and they were like designed for like the funny parts and the lines that you would just say in your real life, but like the plot and story is stupid and the acting's fine and it just is what it is. You have Jennifer Coolidge who plays
God.
Stifler's mom. She's got 3 scenes and she's amazing. And Seann William Scott is Stifler and he's hilariously that freaking annoying like frat dude. And then you have Eugene Levy who plays Jason Biggs' dad and he's so funny. And I read that he purposely read the script and was like, this dad seems creepy. I'm gonna play him like awkward and corny, and he nailed it.
Excellent. Yeah.
Excellent. And so they button it up by, guess what? They all have sex in lots of different ways. And then in the end, as Katie was saying,
in the end,
they're not virgins off to college. The
wow.
end.
Yay.
That was, I don't know how we got there. We got there.
Maybe there were lessons learned in there. I don't know.
But we start off with Jason Biggs watching porn.
All right, Bridget,
loud.
you know where my mind went, and no, you sickos, it wasn't to porn. It was, of course, to Pen 15 in the one episode where the middle school boys are, like, watching this static porn channel, and they're like, I think I saw a boob. That's literally what Jason Biggs does.
Literally, yeah.
It's the same. What even?
But in Jason Biggs' case, his mom enters the room.
Oh my god.
And he can't turn off the TV. And then Eugene Levy enters the room, and then they realize he's watching porn. She takes the pillow away. He has a boner. Everybody sees it. And Eugene Levy can't turn off the TV, and he's so perfect. And you're like, okay, setting the tone for this freaking stupid-ass movie.
Yeah, boner.
Oh my god.
That was a boner, wasn't it? So we very quickly, thank God, meet some of the other other characters. I have right in a row 3 of our female characters. Hey, Tara Reid. Hey, Natasha Lyonne. Thank God you're here.
I thought it was Leone.
Leone? Thank God you're here. Sorry. I don't know how to spell.
Now that I look back, I'm like, she was better than this movie.
She was, and she knew it, and her character was above everyone, and she was the best character in the movie, and I'd vote for her for president.
Literally, her and Eugene Levy, like, carried this. I don't think Jennifer Coolidge was in enough to actually carry it, but yeah.
And then I also wrote, hey, Alyson Hannigan, who is Michelle the Band Geek. The sexually active band geek.
She got paid the most because she was in How I Met Your Mother.
That was the same time as...
I think so.
What? I thought How I Met Your Mother was like 2000s.
Let me look.
She was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Maybe that was the big show. She was on that for many years.
I'm sorry. It was Buffy.
Wow.
And so she got, ironically, paid the most. Well, that's what I read.
Well, I love that. But really, we're just kind of meeting all the high school characters and their relationship. And we find out Tara Reid's dating Kevin. Bridge.
I know.
I mean...
I know.
What do we think? How do you think they got together? What do you think was that set up?
I think Tara Reid had low self-esteem, and
damn
Kevin
it!
got
Every
lucky.
time, ladies, come on. She should have got with Nova, because I'm sorry, he was the best looking one, and I did call him a 30-year-old the whole time because he might have been.
Oh my God! First of all, in the beginning of this movie, I was like,
this is very Grease.
Why are they so old and why are they so sweaty?
Yeah.
They were so sweaty in every scene.
And like a lot of 90s hair gel. Like you had like the
so much. And they had so many flannels that didn't fit them with cargo pants. Kate, I wore so many cargo pants.
Me too. They were good.
Why did we have all those pockets?
You never know what you
never needed them. We didn't have anything to put in them.
Oh man.
Wow.
I don't know, but everyone's 30, including Stifler. Here's one thing I liked about the movie. The movie knew that Stifler is not the guy we should like. They were like, he sucks.
Yes.
He's annoying. We're all gonna laugh at him on the inside and the outside. And I was like, okay, that I appreciate.
Agreed.
What I don't know if it's appreciate is a word or what I was confused about is when we meet Finch, he's like drinking a thermos, like a little mochaccino, he calls it.
Yes.
And they go up to him and they're like, did you do the whatever homework? So I'm not gonna lie, Bridge, I really didn't remember much of this movie. So I was like, are they gonna like bully this nerd kid? Like, geez, like then they're gonna learn a lesson and not be bullies. And then literally the next scene, they're like, anyway, let's all hang out. And I was like, oh my God, mochaccino's their friend?
I'm gonna throw this to you and any family members listening, because we know this one family member doesn't listen. I got some Cousin Ryan vibes from him.
From Mochaccino Finch!
I definitely did, and we know because we know the stats of what location listens, and it ain't his location, and he totally gave me Finch vibes.
Okay, but honestly, Bridge, I think he would get with Stifler's mom.
He would!
I think he'd seal the deal. Yeah.
Cousin Ryan, I believe you would seal the deal.
That's a compliment. Yeah.
Because he's also the cousin that, like, invests in an antique furniture. You know, it's very stiff, or very Finch, you know?
He's gonna set up a mini golf course just out on the sidewalk. God. Just cuz.
Oh my God. First of all, wait, let me just talk about some quick lines, because I did in the beginning of this movie. Jason Biggs talks about the Little Mermaid Ariel being so hot.
That was not too much.
And at some point then at that first party, he like can't talk to people, and I wrote
metaphor.
I go, is he intellectually challenged? Like, I forgot. I haven't seen this movie in so long, and I was like, oh, just kidding. He's supposed to be awkward. And so I was like, wait, am I now looking back and realizing that he isn't?
The writer actually meant him to have a disability, and we're all assholes for not.
Yeah, that's how like my lens is now. I'm like, wow, maybe he like is on the spectrum or something. But I mean,
I did find it funny, and like, listen, I get you're not going to be friends with people who are exactly like you. I get it. That's real life. But I don't know. He did seem like kind of like really far out from
like an 8th grader.
Yes, because he was like, guys, what's it like to get to third base? He like asked that on the sidewalk. I was like, dude. That's
Also,
a weird question.
And then he ended up with the hottest freaking girl. Stop.
I mean, we're gonna talk about Nadia Bridge because it was not okay.
Also, Stifler was just sexually assaulting people at the party.
He absolutely was.
But you're right. The movie was like, we don't like him. I was like, okay,
we don't like him.
And then we met the Shermanator. Remember the Shermanator? The Shermanator?
Oh, isn't that
Chuck Sherman?
Oh,
he called himself the Shermanator, and he lied about having sex with that one girl.
I called him. I said, "Why are we focusing on a knockoff Seth Green? And why couldn't you just get the real Seth Green? Why did you have to do this to me, movie? That's a strike against you."
Oh my god! Now I'm thinking of Can't Hardly Wait, and like Seth Green was busy.
Oh my
god!
God.
Seth Green's like, no, I can't also do your movie.
It's like I'm unavailable.
He's like, get my stunt double, Chuck Sherman.
Sending Sherman over. This is where they play It's Been 1 week since you look at me. This was the most 90s fucking soundtrack of all time. I knew it would be.
Oh, it's
but
terrible.
it was still a good time. Someone's wearing a bucket hat at the party. All right, so just let that sink in, number one. Number two, Jim is wearing what I classified as an American flag t-shirt. Not around Memorial Day. So, yeah. And then the band kids aren't allowed in the party. Are you fucking kidding me? What kind of place is this?
It was so mean. Stifler was so mean, but what was funny, and Alyson Hannigan played this so well, is they didn't look sad that they weren't allowed in the party. They were like confused, which made it funny.
I would like to believe that then she was like, all right guys, let's just sneak around the back, and they literally just all snuck in and stole the beer. So that's my fan theory.
I read a Roger Ebert review on this, and the take was really interesting because it was like, they didn't review it well, but the take was
surprised.
They weren't mean. It wasn't mean comedy where we're like really, really making fun of you. It was more embarrassment comedy, and that was this like era. So I didn't feel bad for the band geeks. But wait, I have to talk about the scene because I go off. Some college girl is hanging out with a high school kid, which it seems like they didn't actually like it seemed like a first date vibe.
Yeah, I was like, is this like a missed connections on Craigslist, guys? Like when Craigslist just began? Like, did you invent Craigslist? And
I wrote,
this was the first one?
What college girl is hanging out with a random high school dude? Get out of here.
Well, I said she's probably on a date with him because she thought he was 39. So that explains it all right there. But honestly, like,
that was a good interaction in a way.
I appreciated that, and I do feel like this movie did some more instances where the female characters, even though we didn't really focus on them a lot
at all,
they all kind of like stood up for themselves. Except Nadia. We'll get there. But like this girl was like, you're fucking lame. Okay, you gotta be nice and actually get to know girls. Anyway, I'm dropping you off at your baby party, deuces. And in my head, I was like, listen, I'm all about shaming men to learn how they suck. I think that's great. But why did you agree to meet with this man if you weren't gonna try to get some booty? Because I feel like that's the only reason you would be like, yeah, let's go to this secluded spot. Like, if you're not trying to get booty, you better be getting a free burger. Minimum.
I said it to you once, I'll say it again. If the date ain't going well, you get a double cheeseburger and fries.
To go.
That's what you get out of it.
Yes.
That was the problem with this scene, is I didn't believe she would actually hang out with him. It was funny. So we're on the shame train.
Yeah.
And then I just went off and I go, why do these freaking women need to teach these idiots how to be normal?
I don't know, but the next scene we have a guy jizzing in a cup. Rich! Listen,
this
guys,
is all.
We know that you're our main listeners. Aren't there better places? Like,
so many better places to come.
There's got to be a lot. Like, even your hand, right?
There has to be a tissue around.
I don't know.
Is there a towel?
He shoved his penis in a beer cup.
I don't understand. And this is a case for all people listening. You never touch an unattended open container.
This is kind of like a roofie. PSA, honestly.
This is, what we should do is we should go around to bars and say, you shouldn't worry about roofies, you should worry about American Pie's reference that Stifler experienced.
You should worry about both. But maybe just to the guys, we'll be like, is there jizz in that beer? It's a little frothier than I would think.
When you go to the movie, they're like, things you don't know about American Pie, it was like, there was egg whites in that beer, and they said that, like, Seann William Scott was, like, trying to not throw up while drinking it. I'm like, yeah, because it's beer with egg whites. That sounds disgusting.
Again, Seann William Scott is minimum 30 years old, which explains this next unhinged line I wrote, which is,
Dawson's Creek.
Is this girl a minor? Because I'm going to call the cops. And now I just remember they were actually both in high school, so I guess it's not illegal, but, like, I hate it.
I really did love it so much, because if he was such a jerk and she called him out, and then, like, he got his due. It was great.
Yeah, I wish she didn't, like, grow up on her, but
I know, she didn't deserve that. No. But mind you, Kate, this was also part of my story as Jim intellectually challenged, because then he's spouting vocabulary to some dude about how he is very articulate but can't talk to women.
I could see Jim being on the spectrum a little bit.
Okay.
Just like, high functioning.
Or like high anxiety. Maybe like really high social anxiety.
Yeah, because he tries to talk to Nadia, and I don't even know what the fuck he says.
He doesn't say anything.
Oh, he doesn't say... he like awkwardly laughs, and they're all like, help. And I was like, uh-oh, Jim, get out of there.
Yo.
And I wrote a line here, and I don't know who this is. I said, oh my god, this girl has never masturbated. Why? Who?
Tara Reid.
Tara! No, girl!
Horrifying.
I think Natasha Lyonne is like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Leon! Natasha Lyonne!
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was like,
I love her!
Natasha, yes, you have to tell her. Teach her the ways, Natasha.
I want to continue that, because we talked about that now and then, and it's important that everybody doesn't... Wait, did we talk about that now and then?
I feel like probably. I don't know about masturbating, but...
Orgasms. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
But this is also a scene when Jennifer Coolidge is... her picture's on the wall.
Oh,
and some dude... I think this was the first use of MILF.
Oh,
I think
really?
This is where the iconic, MILF came from.
Historically? This is where it came from?
A historical reference for the acronym MILF, which is Mom, I like to... fuck.
Wow.
So
Also, it had that guy
from Harold and Kumar.
Harold and Kumar. Yes, he was Harold. I was like, wow, it's you. And they all just start chanting MILF, MILF, MILF.
It's so freaking funny. Now, I'll tell you this, Kate. I don't know if high school kids are partying like we used to party, but the actual parties of someone's parents isn't home or they don't care, I mean, that kind of was real. Like, we would party like that. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd find, like, some obscure photo or, like, artifact and be like, oh my god, now let's talk about this for 8 hours.
Well, and you would just take over the house and there'd be a keg and it just would be what it was. But I don't know if that's happening as much now, because I don't think the younger generation, like, drinks as much as we did.
Maybe that's a good thing.
I'm not saying it's good or bad. I mean, it's a great thing. But it's interesting because movies like this are no longer as...
Yeah, like relatable.
Relatable is my point.
Here's what's not relatable.
Oh.
Apparently, again, Katie was confused. I thought they all had their own best friend sleepover at one of their houses. So that it's like, the next morning everybody wakes up and I was like, why did these jabronis sleep on chairs? Like, don't they have their own beds? And Finch is drinking a scotch, 9 a.m. And
aggressive.
I was like, Finch, what the F? And then I realized, no, Bridge, they were at Stifler's house.
Gross.
These motherfuckers slept on chairs at Stifler's house. And Finch drank a scotch at 9 a.m. What is happening? Oh my god.
I mean, we've all done it. Have you done it?
Have I slept on a chair at Stifler's house? I have slept on a chair. Okay.
All
right.
Say the truth, Kate.
The worst place I ever slept, I guess, was the floor. The most unique place I've ever slept was a dog bed on New Year's Eve once.
Wow.
It was
pretty comfy. Yeah.
Squishy.
Oh my god, did the dog come and hang out?
No. It was upstairs.
Wow. Well, I find that to be hilarious, but they also were like young kids, and I love the fact that we never acknowledged them having to hide parties from their parents ever. Is this just like the magic of like white dudes? Like the intricacy Mission Impossible shit I would plan to hide from our parents for whatever party we were doing and the drop off and pick up and how to arrange it and how to lie at whose house you're sleeping over at. No effort was put into any of that. Ever.
See, I find it funny that you would go through that, because by the time it got to me, I would just be like, I have friends over in the basement. Don't come down. You guys are embarrassing. And then we would just,
God damn it, Katie.
Sorry. Well, this is where they see Sherman come down with the lady. I have a lot of questions for this lady. Just so many, but
many questions.
Whatever. They all assume he had sex, and he's like, yeah, I totally lost my virginity. And they're all like, what? How are we virgins, but Sherman's not? This is absolutely ridiculous. God. Like, our lives are stupid. We have to have sex, so they make a pact.
Wow.
Which is now and then.
Kevin jumped on the couch like Tom Cruise confessing his love
God.
for Katie Holmes. Does anyone remember the Oprah moment?
Oh,
anyone?
Do I? People don't forget Tom Cruise, especially
And when
us.
I was not even in the room. Obviously, I was a viewer watching the movie, and I was embarrassed for him. I was like, get off the chair. I'm so embarrassed for you.
So much. But they all were like,
God.
No questions. They all were like, we're totally in for this pact. And then they make like rules. This is very Sisterhood Traveling Pants. They're like, we gotta make up rules, guys. You can only wear the pants once. And they're like, it can't be a prostitute. It's gotta be by prom. I think those are the only rules, actually.
No.
So.
I have, oh my God, I'm just laughing at my notes, because I go, they make a pact, 90s bingo, and then, they do say it has to be consensual sex. I did like that.
And another plus for this movie is anytime they were depicting sex or thinking of sex, they did whip out the condoms. So
Agreed.
That was also, I liked that. I was like,
Agreed.
yes, that's a great message. You were pro condoms, go team.
So let's say we got like maybe 25 minutes into the movie at this part. I did write it was insufferable. This part, it was very, very hard to watch. And I thought, all right, we made the pact. We got here. He's on the chair. Oh God, I hope it gets better.
Well, then we go to internet dating in the 90s. I don't even want to know.
Katie, what do you think?
What?
It was like, he took this awful selfie. How many men take this dumb internet selfie?
Where it's like the closest to their nose you've ever seen, and you're like, why didn't you pick that one?
Guys, just, like, if AI, like, to our point earlier in AI, please help with the pictures to, like, look like your normal self.
I don't know. It's gonna make everyone white, though. I don't know.
Oh, no.
Jesus.
But everyone in this movie was.
All right, well, for the first, like, it's kind of a montage, but Bridge, I think the first big power move we see is from Nova, who's not named Nova. His name's
oh my God.
Oz, right?
Chris Oz.
Okay. He joins an a cappella group, and I was like, yes, bitch! That's fucking right, we need more songs in here.
Before he joins it, he's at, like, Jim's house, and he's watching, like, the home network of some woman making, like, a flower arrangement, and he's, like, taking notes. I laughed out loud. I could not. I was like, the whiplash from jumping on a chair because the Shermanator is having sex and you didn't, to make a pact to watching flowers be made is how you think you'll get laid.
Wait, and he never makes anyone a flower arrangement. What the fuck?
Never. It was so absurd. I had to bring that up.
Wow.
Yeah, and they do hang out. They hand out condoms, like you say. They hand out condoms.
Yes.
And then, oh my God, Natasha Lyonne has a talk with Kevin. She's like, hey.
Honestly, again, I said, thank you for giving the real talk. It's annoying. Women have to do it. But I appreciate that we're being like, sex isn't just about your penis.
Oh.
It's about the lady.
My God.
And he's like, oh yeah, I know all about... This is very Harry Met Sally, Bridge.
Oh.
I feel like Sally would have like joined in and been like, that's right! Let me demonstrate a fake orgasm for you.
Literally, I think her quote was, all right, Kev, are you going to be the big L or the big O? I was like, and then I wrote, wow, she's talking to him like he's a moron. Like, she was like, so she has never had a insert? Nope, your orgasm.
Is that why I loved her so much? Because she was so above everybody.
She was so funny. And you're right. So, sorry, I had to add those. Let's go to show choir. Kate? Shoo-be-doo-be-doo, shoo-be-doo. I need sunshine in someone's arms.
I just love how he fucking walked on this apparently award-winning competitive a cappella group. No audition needed. He just appeared.
I want to have a hard stop right here. We just meet Mina Savari at this point, who is Heather.
Yes. Yeah.
Both of those actors cannot sing.
Well,
Pitch Perfect would be...
They wouldn't have made the cut in those auditions.
Literally appalled at this. The worst singing ever, and I laughed so hard. Like, I want an edit of Simon Cowell, like, reviewing the two of them singing. Because it's so bad, but it also is so funny. I don't know. I just, like, laugh so hard because Chris goes on this whole thing of, like, I'm trying to get to my sensitive side and this, and then Stifler's like, sounds like a lot of work.
Yes. Stupid Stifler. But Bridge, don't worry, because I thought immediately back to our conversation during Now and Then, where we said, we can't think of any examples in movies where a dad has given a sex talk to a son. Don't worry! American Pie does it, guys!
Eugene Levy delivers.
Unfortunately, it's done with porn magazines. I don't know.
Oh my God.
He didn't really do a lot of educating. He kind of was just like, look at that. Wow. How about this? That's a boob. And you're like, Eugene.
I'm so glad you brought this up because I wrote, did he just give the sex talk to his son?
But it really
I didn't even know if it happened.
I don't think he really did, because he wasn't like, when a man loves a lady, he puts his penis in her vagina. This is how. Like, he didn't get into the mechanics. He just was like, look at this shaved vagina. Crazy.
I will say, it's kind of a stellar move. And then I thought about Eugene Levy's son.
Oh my God. David?
Wait, what is his real name?
I think it's David.
Is it David Levy?
I think so.
Oh my God, can you imagine? Is that what was that his strategy? He like showed up and he was like, hey.
David would be like, I've already had sex. Get out. Get out. I
like the wine, not the label.
Oh, that's a great one. He makes a line. He says, do you know what a clitoris is? And thank God that's where the conversation ends. But, okay, so...
Oh my God.
In the background...
It starts to get so stupid after this.
Wait, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of liked Finch because he was so cartoonish and ridiculous.
That tracks.
His plan is, and we don't know this till the end, but his plan is to, like, have these fake rumors, like...
Love it.
...out there about him. How he's, like, a
so
badass.
Mysterious.
He's a giant dick. Some girl goes up to Kevin.
I cannot.
And she goes, hey, you know that guy? And he was like, yeah, I know him. And then she's like, how big's his dick? I was like, what? Who talks like this? This girl is bold. And also, girl.
So many women loved him based on his rumors. And who were the rumors from, Kate? Natasha Lyonne. Carrying this movie on her back.
The movie.
Her and Eugene Levy have a backache.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Ah, she's the best.
I laughed so hard because you have this piece and they're like, how is he doing it? And then Kevin calls his brother and he's like, bro, how do I make a woman orgasm? And he's like, well, there's a secret Illuminati society in the library. Go find this book. I was dead. Can we all die at this? What librarian does not know what's happening? I cannot.
First of all, I first thought this was a public library and I got sweaty. It wasn't. It was a school one. I don't know if that's better or worse. Second of all, I think all libraries should carry this book for men or anyone who's interested in women. It had a lot of useful information.
Why are we gatekeeping the one book that gives them the tools to give women to orgasm?
Some people really need to read that, and it should be required reading.
Mandatory.
It absolutely should. Although there was a page in there that had pictures of like vibrators, and it was like the enemy, and I was like, whoa, shots fired. Also, definitely not the enemy. It should be your friend. It should be your friend.
Oh my God.
Front line of defense.
When he then uses what he learned in the book on Vicky.
Was that called the tongue twister?
Oh my God. And he has the book under the bed. I'm sorry, Kate. I'm gonna set the scene. You're dating a guy. He's your boyfriend. You said I love you. He won't say it back.
He never responds.
He's never.
It's normal. It's love. Yeah.
He's never made you orgasm. Then he says he takes a giant binder to your house, tells you to lay on the bed. How are you feeling at this
That's
moment?
fucking true. That was her house. He brought that to her house.
And there's no lock on her door, and her parents are right downstairs. What? Vicky needed to listen to Natasha Lyonne to get better self-esteem. My heart.
She just needed a vibrator or something, because I just don't understand. I don't know about it.
Oh my God.
Bridge,
okay,
we have the pie, Bridge.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna talk about how Chris Oz was like, just because everyone thinks of me as a kick-ass lacrosse player,
oh God,
it bothers me. People pigeonhole me, and I was like, oh no, do I sound like that?
Oh no.
Okay,
oh God.
Okay, let's get to the pie, Kate. I read that they bought it at Costco.
That doesn't make it better. Number one. Number two.
But it was affordable.
What kind of sick fuck puts their naked dick on a countertop that you eat at? Why wouldn't you move the pie?
This is why we know he's an only child. Because can you imagine our brother Jimmy? Okay. Let's no, not his penis. No. Take that all away. Okay.
Okay.
I'm talking nothing sexual.
Okay.
If Jimmy saw you stick your fingertip into the middle of a pie,
it'd be a fight.
You'd be in a headlock, farted on in the corner, broken arm maybe. He has the audacity. First of all, I also thought, you can't take a slice and let everyone also have the pie. You had to go right in the middle of the pie, and then you had to ruin the whole thing. Like, this is why I thought he was intellectually challenged. I feel like I'm still proving my point.
What was his, after plan? Because the parents were going to come home and be like, where the fuck is this giant-ass pie? And what was he going to say? He ate it all? Because that's not the truth. What?
Horrible. Something was wrong with his, testosterone levels or something.
Well, thank God, or not thank God, or who the fuck knows. Eugene Levy walks in and is like, son, do you know what a clitoris is? Because you're fucking a pie right now.
He says the best line. They're sitting at the table with the gross pie, and he goes, well, we'll just tell your mother we ate it all. And I thought, he saved this movie. That's my next line. I go, he saved this movie. That is the most... This is like a Ben Stiller, something about Mary, awkward, shameful, ridiculous scene. And thank God for Eugene Levy to come in and truly clean it up.
He's like, I'm going to reel the audience back in because that kid just fucked a pie. What?
Yeah, I think it was disgusting, and I don't get it. And disgusting.
I don't know.
And I'm nervous, Kate. Do you think a lot of dudes
fuck pies?
Did apple pie sales go up or something? Oh my God, I should Google it. I hate it. Don't Google it.
PSA: a vagina is not an apple pie.
It's not.
Thank you. Good night.
It's not at all.
That's all you need to know. Remember.
That's all you need to know.
Okay, so Heather asks Oz, or whatever his name is, to the prom. And I was like, hell yeah, Heather, you go for what you want, girl. We love the confidence. Confidence is key. 10 seconds later, Stifler starts humping the air.
Oof.
And she's like, that's it. I'm over him. He's a dumb jock. Fuck that.
Oof. Okay, Kate, we're here.
Okay.
I didn't. Jim commits a crime videotaping Natasha getting changed.
Okay. Trigger warning. Trigger warning.
Yeah, everybody take a seat.
This is called non-consensual porn and child pornography.
Child pornography.
This is child pornography.
Period. I got so icky about the idea of them videotaping her.
I really,
even though they all looked like they were 40, it still was so gross.
Here's what I wish had happened, and
what do you wish?
Excused this scene, but it would have made it a lot better, because obviously so Nadia goes over because she's like, I need tutoring. She's a horrible accent, by the way. Whatever country she's representing is offensive. I don't know.
Hate it.
And she's like, I have to change. And he's like, change in my bedroom. And he secretly set up a gross webcam. Gross. So then she doesn't change. She instead takes her shirt off.
I know.
Takes her pants or whatever she's wearing. Now she's just shirtless in underwear. And then
I know.
Instead of getting dressed, like she said she was going to do,
Kate,
she looks at porn
it's not happening.
and starts masturbating.
It's not happening.
Okay.
I'm not doing it at someone's house. I'm not.
First of all, no.
I'm not doing it. After ballet, I'm not doing it.
That's a lot.
I'm
Second
tired.
of all, like, if you were gonna make it so it's like, oh, but this girl is like, whatever, open with her sexuality, she's into it, whatever. Because then he comes back in and she's kind of like, yeah, let's whatever. I just wish she knew that she was being filmed, and it would have made it a little better if he was like, you know what, I feel so bad I filmed you. And she was like, no, that's cool, maybe I'll be famous. Like, something like that would have made it so much better, because you would be like, oh, it's not like, you know, non-consensual. It is, but then it turned. Yeah, you are
100% right. That's what needed to happen. Or what needed to happen is like Jim needed to come in and be like, hey, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, to be like, shit, I'm sorry.
I did this. I thought it was funny. I didn't think you would do this. Like, I'm so excited, but also I don't know what to. But he's intellectually disabled, so we are I'm sorry
Oh,
so we are here. They're like, this is your moment, and he's like running back and forth to his friend's house.
Oh my god,
they can't believe it. And then apparently this link goes out to the entire metro area. I don't even know. It was so dramatic.
I don't know. Where were the police? Hello? They should have arrested Jim, taken the computer, okay?
Yeah.
And
then, Kate, I don't know what's happening, but Blink-182 shows up. Travis Barker shows up. If Kourtney Kardashian showed up, I would be dead.
Oh my god, she's just like, what a loser. Just twice. God. I wish she was fucking there.
Solidified the 90s. I was like, oh, wow.
I did not even realize it was Blink-182 at first. I just was like, why do these guys have a monkey? And I was very focused on the monkey. And then I realized, like, holy shit, that's literally Blink-182. Why? Why do we even play a Blink-182 song in this movie? Because I didn't write it down if we did, so I'm sweating. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what was happening. I just know that she was like, let's have sex, Jim, and then he, like, ruins it twice. That's like twice. That's hard to do.
It's gotta be a record, right?
Horrible.
Yeah.
So, rightfully so, Jim gets laughed at school and made fun of, and everyone makes fun of him.
If I was at that school, I would have called him Jizzy Jimmy. I'm so sorry. I just wanted that to happen in the movie, and it didn't. They had other nicknames.
I will tell you though, like now, if like the school found out, because here's what sucked: is it's like, oh, Nadia's in trouble and she got sent back. And you don't get punished?
That's literally what I said. I was like, why? Nadia's in trouble for his filming that she didn't know or agree to? This is bullshit.
Yeah, well, exactly. I'm kind of like, this is bullshit. This is some sexist bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But then we go to a lacrosse game. No, I'm just kidding. No, then we find out that Oz is like, oh man, my lacrosse game is the same day as the concert.
Oh my god!
What am I gonna do? And I'll tell you this, at the same time, Stifler's like, I'm sick of Finch getting all these good, rumors about him, so I'm gonna give him some laxatives in his mochaccino, and he does a dramatic poop. Kate. What? How do I feel about this scene?
All I wrote was, you know what? Being afraid to poop in school is a weird character trait.
Agreed.
But I also knew that somehow, in some way, this movie would bring us to poop. So
it would bring us to poop.
It brought us there.
Every bodily function.
It wasn't too long, at least. It
was quick.
It wasn't like the Harold and Kumar White Castle. It wasn't like Battle Shits. Okay, this was whatever. But he was in the girls' bathroom, and then he got embarrassed, and everyone's like, "What a loser!" And I was like, "Yeah, but what about his giant dick?" Right? I don't know, guys. That doesn't go away.
Natasha Lyonne right now?
Well, that's what I would have been like. I would have been like, yeah, but.
Oh my god.
What else?
But that's it. The school, I gotta say, the school is efficient on the rumors. Like, they got a Twitter somewhere. Because they're like, now Stifler's, or they're like, now Finch is an idiot. and then they just move on. And then I think this is when I fell asleep because I lost some time period in my notes. But I just go to them singing at the choir because he ran away from his lacrosse game, and then I laughed at how bad the singing was. Am I still tracking?
They make it out backstage. So
wow.
Okay, so Kevin and Tara Reid or Vicky, they're like, we are dating again because now he knows how to get me to orgasm. Cool. And then there's a scene where Tara Reid is talking to, again, Natasha Lyonne.
Wow.
And she's like, oh my god, should I just, like, do it? Like, should I just have sex? And Natasha's like, I literally don't fucking care. I'm trying to pass this class.
Alone.
Everyone in this school is too hyper-focused on sex. Please be normal. But then Vicky comes to the conclusion that, yes, I want to have sex with Kevin. We're gonna do it on prom night because we love each other even though he's never said it. And I was like, all right, that's a lot. Please chill.
It was so much, and you're just giving me, I'm just gonna, just stay with me right here. I know you're in the middle of a sentence of a thought.
It's okay.
But would you watch the updated American Pie where Natasha Lyonne
is the principal?
does it through her eyes, and you see the exact same movie but through her eyes, but then you like learn about all of the sexcapades she's having because she's like actually an empowered, awesome person.
I love that.
Okay,
should we trademark that? Trademark.
Okay. So back to your thought. I'm so sorry.
So also within here, because Jim's like such a loser and everyone's making fun of him, he then gets a prom date. He asks Alyson Hannigan, or she asks him or something, the band nerd, and he's like, ugh, God, lame. Heather's going with Oz.
Yep.
Finch is going with no one because he pooped. Don't forget it. I don't know why Finch couldn't get a date. I feel like he's
so dramatic.
But it's fucking fine. And now we're at the prom. And Bridget, there was a band at this prom?
I think I was asleep. You take the lead on this one.
It was a very, I think, offensive / racist. It was a bunch of white guys dressed in, like, Middle East turbans. And
ew!
But, like, I don't know why. They weren't...
See, maybe my brain couldn't take it, and it just was like, you should not remember this moment. And
it was like
asleep.
Aladdin cosplay. It was really weird.
Ew!
Yeah, but then
Shame
Natasha
on you.
Lynn is there, and she's wearing headphones. And I was like, again,
God,
iconic.
She's so cool.
She is everything. She is Barbie. He is Ken. And yeah, so basically, I really wanted actually Natasha and Finch to get it on. She asked him to dance, and then immediately she's like, I'm not sleeping with you. And I was like, it's okay to say your boundaries. I'm a little sad, but I get it. Whatever. It's fucking fine. Go team. Then the girl who had a sleepover with Sherman, which again I have questions about, makes a public announcement that she never had sex with Sherman.
Ooh.
On stage.
Ouch.
And everyone's like, well, Sherman's still a loser. And I was like, he's still a loser. Even if he had sex, he's still a loser, you guys. Like, nothing changes about things. Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah, then they all go to Stifler's party afterwards.
And I gotta say, like, right away, we see Finch and Stifler's mom hit it, right?
Pretty awesome. Not gonna lie.
She shows up, and I'm like, wow, Jennifer Coolidge. She's a force.
She really
plays
is.
it perfect. I mean, it truly is like 20 years before White Lotus, and you're like, wow, this tracks.
Yep.
But she knows he's 18 and has sex with him. Is that gross?
I think it is.
I think it's gross.
It's not illegal, but it is gross.
I think it's gross. This is like some Leonardo DiCaprio shit. You're just like, I'm sorry. I like teach 18-year-olds no attraction. Like, they're so little.
They're children. I call them children.
They're
like,
so little. Children. Like, until you're, in my mind, like 25, are you an actual adult?
Well,
like, for real.
Well, they bone, and basically everyone else bones. So Kevin and Vicky bone.
Oh my god.
They're weird. I didn't see any foreplay, by the way, so I'm a little concerned about what Kevin learned in this book, or if he just forgot the book at home, because he should have had the book with him.
She goes, I love you. Say it. Say it. I'm gatekeeping sex until you say I love you.
I hate
and
it.
he's like, Victoria, I love you. I was like, ew.
Literally?
What would make you dry up faster than that? I was like, stop it. Stop it. Stop it right now.
The best of their subplot is they finally have this sex. Wow, great.
She breaks
We're all
up
in love.
with it.
She breaks up with it.
Oof, ouch. That's a harsh move.
The excuse is like, yeah, anyway, we're going to different colleges, and like, who cares? Deuces. And I was like, Vicky, what about summer? Okay, all right, see you, Kevin. Fuck off, Kevin. You must have been not great. You did not read the book enough.
Ouch.
You missed the chapter. You
is
needed to read. I gotta go.
He's talking to his therapist right now about that.
Oh my god. And then Oz and Heather, they bone on like a dog.
Why couldn't they have a bedroom?
I don't know, but I was worried about bugs for them.
Or like splinters. Ew.
Splinters are probably more
And then
scary.
when they wake up, by the way, it was like very Friday the 13th vibes.
Oh,
Were you thinking that?
Naked on a dock in a blankie. I was like, Jason will come.
Jason, get out of there.
Not in the way you think.
He's in the lake.
He's gonna get you.
Oh my god, get out of there.
And then Jim and Alyson Hannigan, who is Michelle, have sex because there is a reveal, question mark, if you want to call it that she's super horny and is really into boning. And
love it.
I did like that, actually. I was kind of like,
thank
I'm
God.
into that. Yeah.
I was so into it. My favorite line was when she slaps him across the face and says, "Say my name, bitch." I thought that was amazing.
I was like, oh God.
I thought that was amazing. Like, she played it so well.
Well, and then the next morning he wakes up and he's like, she's gone. She used me. And I was like, that's right, Jim.
But then he was excited about it. He was like,
I know.
She used me. Cool.
Oh my god. That's great.
Stifler finds his mom and Finch boning. I'm sorry, that would really screw me up.
How long were they boning? It's a long time. Finch had like brandy. Is that? I don't know if that plus that equals that, you know?
I'm just gonna say, if we ever saw our mom, ever, I would be scarred for life. So the fact that he passes out, appropriate response.
Yeah. And then I just wrote that we've got Third Eye Blind playing, thank God.
Oh my God.
The guys are like, hey, you know, who needs a pact? But also we all fulfilled the pact. Anyway, friendship is magic. And then Jim fucking video chats with Nadia. What? Nadia? Girl, there are better options, please. Save your cyberspace for someone else. I can't.
Oh, she's just smiling and clapping at him.
I mean, that was funny because it was just him, like, dancing like a fucking
I think she felt
idiot.
bad for him. I do.
Well,
Kate, watch it or don't watch it. What do you think?
So, I don't think I'm going to watch it again. But like I said earlier, I didn't 100% hate it. I think there were some things. It had good messages about safe sex. I was going to say about consensual, but then
Except for Nadia.
There were a lot of instances talking about how it's important that females orgasm and that masturbation is good. They were like, I like those things. And
it was sensitive. It was like sweet, sensitive. And even the guys admitting their like weaknesses with it. Like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Right.
It was likable. Yeah. I'll give you that. But I just think the second half of the movie is way better. The first half is rough. It's a rough start.
Well, so there were also, like, I don't fucking know how many sequels. I think they're still churning out sequels.
It's like Fast and Furious. How do they do that?
I don't know, but I just have this feeling that they didn't stick to some of these themes. Like, I just have a feeling.
I don't know. I haven't watched them all.
If I watch some of them, I'm gonna get Something About Mary content, and I can't handle that. So, yeah, that's that. What about you? Would you watch it? Or
I don't think people need to watch it. I think unless you're a certain age, it's nostalgic. Anyone under 20 would just be like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
So I think watch it with your friends, laugh, but also you could pick something else. So Kate,
yes, you could.
I hope you enjoyed my pick.
You know what? It's checked off the list.
Wow. So we'll never watch it
We're
again.
accomplished. Well, Bridge, guess what? Now
Kate?
it's my pick.
Wow.
And you're going to help me pick, okay?
Pick your future. I needed the sunshine of someone's arms. There you are.
Alright, I'm pretty sure all of these are in the 90s. Still.
While you're doing that, I just want to do something really quick.
Okay.
No longer will our penises remain flaccid and unused From now on, we fight for every man out there who isn't getting laid when he should be. This is our day. This is our time. And by God, we're not going to let history condemn us to celibacy. We will make a stand. We will succeed. We will get laid.
Is that an Independence Day homage? Because it was giving me Independence Day. We will not go quietly into the night. Our penises will survive. Today, our penises celebrate their Independence Day.
Is the start of the pact. I can't. It's so stupid. Who wrote this? Is this it? Did AI write this? I can't.
Probably.
Oh, God.
Okay, all right. I am up and ready. Oh my God,
sorry.
Bridge,
All right.
all three of these movies are from the same year.
1999. All right, I can handle it. I trust you. I trust you.
Okay, well, regardless of what we go with, the year is 1997.
Wow. Oh, 1997. Okay.
Okay, let's see. All right, so I'm going to give you 3 different genres, and you're going to tell me which genre
Let's
you
do it.
want.
Let's do it. I'm ready for a change up.
All right, one genre I would classify as like straight up horror.
Okay.
Another is like action adventure horror.
Okay.
And then the third is action adventure sci-fi.
Action adventure horror.
Action adventure horror.
Horror. Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm excited about this one. I don't know how you're gonna feel about it.
Oh no.
It's not
okay.
got a great rating, but okay.
Oh God. Okay.
I think I can read you this one sentence. I'm gonna read this to you and see if you know what it is. A National Geographic film crew is taken hostage by an insane hunter who forces them along on his quest to capture the world's largest and deadliest. Do you know what I'm about to say? Snake anaconda. Bridge, talk about J-Lo. She was not AI in this movie. She was in it for real.
Wow.
We got J-Lo. We got John Voight.
Ice Cube, right?
We got Ice Cube. We got Owen Wilson. People don't forget.
John Voight.
Jonathan Hyde from Jumanji. And
Eric Stoltz.
shit.
Wow.
Danny Trejo dies early on.
What do we think this CGI looks like? I don't remember if this was a good or bad movie. Was it?
Well, it's a creature feature, which means I think it's funny.
Wow.
I think it's fun. I do have a little story that's not so fun I want to share about this movie that I think really, maybe defines who I am now. Because even as a child, I was really into animals and creepy things and whatever. And I had a play date with a girl who I'm no longer friends with, but we were good friends at the time. She was over our house, Bridge. You want to know what movie I put on the TV as we're having our play date? As we're having our 8-year-old play date.
Anaconda?
I put Anaconda on. And she was like, I don't know about it. And I was like, it's all right. Let's play hide and seek. And I was like, I'll hide and then you have to come seek me. Bridge, I hid for, I'm not kidding, I think it was like 20 minutes to the point where I came out and I said, oh, where are you? And she was like watching the movie and crying. And then she developed a fear of snakes. So anyway, sometimes movies give you weird memories. No, you don't know this person.
Wow. You should go send them an apology letter, Kate.
Well, I'm sorry to you. I'm sure you know who you are, wherever you are in life. It wasn't.
Wow.
It wasn't you. It was me.
But you were 8. You didn't know any better.
No, I just was like, yes. Snakes are cool too. They're on a boat. And who the fuck? Where were the parents?
I mean, as we know,
Dad was probably watching the same movie in the kitchen.
He was like, "It's a good one, Kate. Check it out."
So I'm gonna put it on 2 in here if you want to watch it.
That's a big snake in there. Is that kid okay?
I should get a quote.
Why is that kid crying?
I should get a quote from him for this movie because it has Lake Placid vibes.
I just want to tell you that I looked up the Wikipedia page, and when I looked at the nominations, they were nominated for a Razzie Award for Worst Picture, and then they won the Stinkers Bad Movie Award. John Voight won for Worst Supporting Actor and Worst Fake Accent.
You know what? That is well deserved. The fake accent. I don't know if he's not a bad actor, but the accent is. Oof. Bridge, we saw an anaconda at the aquarium.
Wow, we did.
Did you? I saw it. It was there. It wasn't as big as this one, but
wow.
Well,
Wow,
Bridge.
wow, okay, yeah.
Bridge, I just want to say oh God, there's nothing good to say. First I was like, it could say something about pie, and then immediately I was like, abso-fucking-lutely not. And then I was like, you could say something about the sex book, and then I was like, abso-fucking-lutely not. Wow. I don't know what I want to say. You know what I want to say, Bridge? If I met Natasha Lyonne, I would say, listen here. My sister and I have a great movie idea.
Yeah.
We want you to star in it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a differing perspective of your life in American Pie. You get to have sex with everyone. You just be yourself. It's gonna be great. And let's do it. And then hopefully she'd say yes.
Done.
And then
I'll be like, and also, it's gonna be like Pen 15, where it's okay that you're in your 40s. You will play a high schooler.
Yes. I mean, everyone else is also probably 40, so...
Kate, yeah. I'm not... Normally, I would jump on top and say all the reasons I love you, but I think this is a partnership love. Done.
Yep.
I love it. Let's do it.
Ah, yes. And listeners, if you also love Natasha Lyonne, and you want her to star in our movie idea, and if you think that vaginas are not pies...
Wow.
Women should orgasm during sex and other stuff, and we need to fund libraries with this book. And just in general. You know, you want to talk about book bans, we talk about book replenishment, you know?
Oh, so much.
If you think all that, you should write us a review.
Hey!
We love reviews. We love written reviews. You can review us on Apple Podcasts, along with some other podcasting apps. We also have a website, sisterswhoseenit.com. On our website, you can request a movie. So there is a form you can fill out, make a request, it goes on a list, and we randomly go to the list, and we will do it eventually. Woo! And Bridge, what else can they do on our website?
They can buy us coffee, which is a mochaccino we will give to Finch, and
Yes.
will not put a laxative in.
Oh,
You can
yes.
also buy our merchandise. Mrs. D, Mrs. I, Mrs. FFI, Mrs. C, Mrs. U, Mrs. L2Y. Check it out. Why are all these women married? If you know, you know. Check it out and go buy it.
Yes, so check all that out, listeners. And we hope to hear from you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you all next week for Anaconda. Try to do a snake noise. I don't know what noise the snake makes.
I don't know why, but I'm thinking of Samuel L. Jackson. He's get these motherfucking snakes
Snakes on this motherfucking plane. Yeah, snakes on a plane. That's
wow, guys.
nostalgic. We could do that one day.
Treat your apple pies right. Be consensual. Don't videotape people. We love you.
Wow.
Bye, 90s. Bye. Love you. I needed the sunshine.
Okay. Bye.
There you Oh.
Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our website at sisterswhoseenit.com, where you can email us, request movies to be reviewed, and keep up to date with all things sisters. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next week.